Carl in New Jersey, he wants to talk about windmills. Hey, Carl, you're on Free Talk Live. What's on your mind?
Well, windmills. They want to build a windmill farm off Atlantic City at a cost of $188 million.
That's a lot of money.
The federal government gave. Well, I know, and the federal government gave them a $47 million grant. They hope to get more from the federal government. The BPU of New Jersey, they're against it, and I think they're right because they don't want to raise their electric rate. Now, this fisherman's
Wait, sorry, what's the BPU of New Jersey?
Yeah, Board of Public Utilities. They're against it because they don't want to raise their rates up high.
So to put in a windmill, it's going to raise your rates. Is that the bottom line?
Yeah, isn't the point of windmills to lower the rates because they provide cheaper electricity?
Well, when you're putting them 2.8 miles out in the ocean, I guess not. And the other thing is it's a fishermen's group that want to build it, but they're in partnership with a shaky Chinese group. And the wind turbines are going to be built in China. And I would like them, hey, why don't you just build them on the marshes off New Jersey, not 2.8 miles out in the ocean. And like say a business, you build a business, and now you're going to say, well, we can sell you these kilowatt hours for 8 cents. Oh, great, that's cheaper than what we're paying. But I don't know. Well, here's one thing they never say. They never say it'll give you lower rates. But they'll say this: you can't put a price on clean air. They'll say that. They don't yeah.
You know the environmental racket with windmills.
As if New Jersey has clean air.
Right. Yeah, the Garden State. Yeah, right. But the racket of environmentalism with windmills in the ocean, okay, on land maybe a different story, but in the ocean is a farce because these things are positively dangerous to indigenous, species, sea species, fish, whatever out there. It creates artificial coral reefs, essentially, that were never there before and just instantly come into, this messes with biodiversity like there's no tomorrow. It is the worst idea environmentally, and they sell it as environmental, which is the worst.
The environmentalism sounds like a total guise for just, we want the sweet government contract, and we want to be able to charge people more for these. And
right, but they're lying.
Yeah,
because they're killing the fish.
It's to enrich entrenched companies that are in bed with the government, basically, right?
Right. Well, I'm sure any of these groups that get the big money always give to the campaigns of the officials. Now, I read about New Hampshire. I think they want you to have 25% green energy by 2025. But then I was reading some of the wind farm projects up where you are. They've shut them projects down. They're not going to build them either.
I'm not too familiar with
a windmill farm in Limster, which I've seen, and I think these things are beautiful, elegant, windmills doing their thing over there.
But those are not in the ocean.
No, these are on
land.
Different story.
Yeah, those are definitely
on top
on land.
Of hills.
And as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to your windmills, you should be able to build your windmill on your land. Obviously, if they're going to make a bunch of noise, they have to be a reasonable distance from people's houses. But you should be able to build windmills on your land, and you should be able to sell power to the power grid.
You should be able to build windmills on your land. That is like the key is you're taking responsibility for the cost of building the windmill and also reaping the benefits of it. I think you should be able to sell, if you want to build windmills on your property, you should be able to sell that electricity to other people and offset the costs.
In some areas you can do that. You can feed the energy back to the electric companies.
But in some places you can't. Right. And I think, people are like being on the grid and not being self-sufficient with respect to energy is an area that interests a lot of people because really if you are depending on someone else for your electric power, some people don't feel comfortable with that. What do you do if they just cut you off all of a sudden? And do you really want to be paying them every month for the rest of your life if you want power? So it's definitely an interesting issue. And any more comments, Mark? Did you have something to say?
Yeah, I guess you should be able to build windmills on your land if that's what you want to do. And I do think that clean energy, these windmill energy, the solar energy, these kind of things, growing algae, whatever it is you want to do, I think it's better than fossil fuels. And I think that there's a premium on energy for that reason, but the marketplace should decide what that premium is.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.